All right, so this is 5E on section 4.4. We are solving this trig equation given this domain over here. So if we're looking at our unit circle, we got to go from negative, so here's 0, got to go from negative 180, right, all the way through to 0, then through to positive 180 all the way to 360. So anything in here, we got to find angles for x that make this statement true. So we want to deal with the cotan because cotan messes you up sometimes. Okay. So we have some like terms, so let's gather them together. All right. Doesn't matter which side you put them to. I'm going to get everything over to the right side, I guess. So let's subtract 4 cotan x from both sides. We could subtract a 1 from both sides as well to kind of do everything together. So 3 minus 4, that's negative cotan x. And that's going to cancel each other out. So 2 minus 1 equals 1. Right? So if we isolate for cotan x, now remember, when you're solving for trig equations, you don't want to get x by itself necessarily, because you want to check to see if the unit circle will give you some exact answers. So just get the trig function by itself first. So we get there. Now cotan, why does cotan mess you up? Probably because it's not one of the primary trig ratios. It's not on the unit circle. The thing you got to remember, please don't mistake tan to the negative 1 for cotan. That's kind of something that gets, students get tripped up on. This tan to the negative 1 is not the same as cotan. Okay, this is inverse function, this is reciprocal identity. Okay, so what that basically means is cotan is 1 over tan x equals 1 over negative 1. Well, actually, no, I didn't need to do that last part, I guess. It's just equal to negative 1. We're just going to change one side. But you can see that negative 1 and negative 1 are the same. So what does this tell us? Where cotan x is negative 1, right? We're really looking for, 1 over tan x. So if you want to make this tan x, right, we need to basically take the reciprocal of both sides. Okay? So what are we going to do? Tan x then equals negative 1. The reciprocal of negative 1 is negative 1. So you see how you just take the reciprocal of both sides to get rid of the cotan. Then you're dealing with one of the primary trig functions in tan. All right? So that's the big hurdle with cotan. Does that help? Okay? So whenever you get a cotan, isolate it, and then just flip both sides. Yes, yeah, same problem. Let's say we had cosecant x equals root 2 over 2. Okay? So what's cosecant x? That's 1 over what? Remember co and no co? So cosecant goes with sine. So 1 over sine x, right? That's what it actually is. So if I want to get sine x by itself, or just, write this in terms of sine x, let's flip everything on both sides. And we get sine x equals 2 over root 2. Yeah, you can have a radical on the bottom. It's not in simplest form, so this would be, right, so you would actually change that, right, to multiply by root 2 if you want to write this in simplest form. And you get 2 root 2 over 2, which is root 2. That's all it is. So 2 over root 2 is the same as square root 2. But that's just a random example. But that's what you do, okay? So let's finish this one. Let's finish that original example you asked about. And let's take a look at the unit circle and find out where tan equals negative 1 on the unit circle. I think I have one right here. That's all messed up. So where's tan negative 1? That is going to be right here and right here, right? Same numbers, opposite signs. So we're looking at, okay, 3 pi over 4. We're looking at, in the negative direction, negative 1 pi over 4, right? Negative pi over 4. So we can write that out here. Let me just write it out. Negative pi over 4 is going to give us that right here. And then 3 pi over 4 And then anything over here? Nope. Over here? Yep. What is that? That's 7 pi over 4 now. And then, there we go. We've traveled our entire domain. So, let me bring that down to the actual question there. Let's X that out. And here's our question. And our answers are going to be that we just determined there. So that's going to be X equals these 3 possible values. And again, if you're looking at this little unit circle here, that occurs, if we start here, it occurs right here, it occurs over here, and it occurs back over here again. So that's how we got this one. There's the first one, there's the 3 over 4 up there, and here's 7 over 4 here. Yep. Yeah, you know what? Usually you start counting from the kind of the beginning of the interval here. Is that what you mean? No. This is negative pi, right? But then this is negative pi over 2, because we're always, the negative starts at 0, right? So you're going, this is negative pi, this is negative pi over 2, this is negative pi over 4. Right? Yeah, the reference is from 0. I see what you're saying. You're considering this 0, and then you're no, this is 0 here. You got to just reach back. It's like a number line, right? Here's 0, right? Here's negative 180, and here is negative 90. Here's negative 45. And actually, to tell you the truth, while I'm doing this, I'm noticing that the domain is given in degrees. So guess what? Our answers should be in degrees too. I just opt for radians all the time. So this is negative 45. This is 135. And this is, what, 315? 315. So yeah, so you'd probably want to give your answers in degrees if the domain is stated in degrees. Okay, so that is 5e. Any questions? Any more questions about that one, or?